An invitation was extended, not to a trade meeting or a climate summit. This was an invitation to a war council. For the first time in its history, the European Union has opened its doors of the most ambitious defense project to an outside nation. The program is called SAFE, S-A-F-E. Its budget, 150 billion euros or 245 Canadian. Its goal, to rebuild, to rearm and reinvent European military power for a dangerous new century. And the only non-European nation asked to join, it is not the US, it's Canada. This is not a simple procurement deal. This is a profound strategic realignment. Is it a long overdue economic bonanza for Canadian industries? A necessary step towards national sovereignty? Or a foreign policy misstep that could further damage our old alliance? In this video tonight we examine what this means for Canada's wallet, its military and its place in the world, where the old rules and old alliances are dissolving, by looking at three pillars at the issue at hand. First, we have to understand what the deal is about. Second, we have to evaluate our Canadian angle. And third, address the skepticism and the future. So, let's dive right into the first paragraph. Understanding the deal. The why for Canada and Europe. Let's be clear about what Canada is joining. SAFE is Europe's answer to decades of fragmentation. It is a pact to buy, develop and standardize military equipment together, from artillery shells to next generation drones. For Europe, it's about survival, efficiency and reducing reliance on others after the shock of Ukraine. But why Canada? Why was the United Kingdom or even the United States not giving this key? The answer lies in what Canada represents in 2025. Reliability. In an era of volatile, unpredictable and increasingly incompetent American politics and Brexit complexities, Canada is seen as a stable, technologically advanced and predictable partner. Someone Europe actually can rely on. Europe needs cutting-edge capability in drones, in robotics, and for that, Europe needs reliable access to critical minerals. Canada has it. Europe needs to diversify its supply chains away from a singular dependency. Canada wants the same. And there is a powerful economic engine here. This EU pact grants Canadian companies preferential access to those 150 billion in contracts. And here is something of utmost importance. Our Canadian contribution will count towards Europe's local content rule. No exclusions. We are full in. This isn't just selling abroad. We are selling to our exclusive partners inside this pact. It's integrating our defense industry directly into the backbone of European security. Second, the Canadian angle. Sovereignty, jobs, and the shadow of Washington. For Canada, this is a calculated move with two phases. First, there is the economic benefit. This is about Canadian jobs, investment into Canada, and supercharging our high-tech sectors. With European capital seeking a stable, energy-advanced home, Canadian electricity costs are a fraction of the ones in Europe. That way, Canada becomes a factory floor for allies' defense. This is a huge opportunity to transform our spending, giving us far more capability for every dollar we spend. But second, and even more profound, this is about strategic diversification. For generations, Canadian defense has meant one thing: dependency on the United States. With NORAD, it was a single-focused. But what happens when that partner becomes unpredictable, unreliable, untrustworthy? When the relationship is no longer one of assured alliance but transaction only? Joining SAFE is a deliberate hedge. It is Prime Minister Carney's building a second pillar for Canadian security. It strengthens our hand in every negotiation from continental defense to trade. It makes us less dependent, more self-reliant, and safer at the same time. This is part of a broader pattern. Revitalization ties with India for critical minerals and AI, new agreements with Australia and Indonesia, major investments in the European Space Agency, and so forth. Canada is not leaving the West. It is widening it, ensuring we have options, we have voices, no matter who sits in the Oval Office. And third, the skepticism and the future, walking a tightrope. However, for all those opportunities, legitimate questions hang in the air. Does this create yet another friction in Washington? Can we still trust NORAD? Even when the planes showing on the radar screen belong to Trump's buddy Putin? Or can our industry actually scale to meet European demand? And what are the hidden costs? Not just in dollars, but in shifted national priorities. Those risks are real. They require a diplomatic hand. The goal cannot be to replace American partnerships with a European one entirely. The goal must be to balance them, to make Canada an indispensable bridge between those two power centers. Canada's long-term vision is one of co-creation, not just supplying parts, but partnering in research labs that will define the future battlefield, AI, cyber, and space. SAFE is a doorway into the world. Canada has been handed a unique vote of confidence from a continent that means something in the world, but also a continent that's, just like Canada, is reinventing, rebuilding itself. We have been offered a seat at the table where the future of transatlantic security will be designed. While the reputation of the US has tumbled downhill faster than a snowball in the mighty Swiss Alps, Canada, under Carney's leadership, has positioned itself on the world stage in a way no one could have anticipated. This move is undisputably evidence that Canada's role in the world is changing, from a loyal lieutenant to a strategic partner in its own right. It is about sovereignty through capability and influence through reliability. Now, the question for us is not whether we can do this, but whether we fully understand the stakes. While the alliance that has defined us for centuries is gone for good, is the SAFE Pact Canada's step into a strategic adulthood? Or are we trading one form of dependency for another? The door is open, the table is set. If you ask me, my friends, I would say the future is waiting. So what's your verdict? Is it another one of Mark Carney's strategic masterstrokes or a dangerous gamble? Please let me know in the comments below, and let's get the conversation going. And if this video gave you value, I would really love it if you would subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by Christmas. So please do support that goal if you are curious. And if you like this channel's deep dives, ring the bell so you won't miss my next one. Thanks for watching. I'm Wilfried Lemkuller from Europe Curious.
You by our side, and we spent so many nights thinking how you did us wrong. Now we've banded all together. Your tariff made us strong, and so you know you're not so great. There's not a snowball's chance in hell will be your 51st state. regret it. When we turn off your lights, and it we'll survive. As long as we can think and what we know we'll stay alive. We have all we really need. We can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. There's bloodshed. It's time anew. We're not that fledgling little country stealing all of you. We are now a nation proud that is happy to be free. You didn't realize you gave us our own identity, so now just go. We will survive. As long as we can think and work, we know we'll stay alive. Yeah, but all we really need, we can live without your greed. We will survive. We'll survive. We will survive. Survive.
51st state my fucking ass. Go on, Canada.